So you're starting an NHL franchise tomorrow, and you can have any player in the world. Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Carey Price, maybe Victor Hedman. No way. Jonathan Toews. Once again, Toews proves he is the best all-around player in the world, the most impactful player. He's got 2 Stanley Cups already. He's won a Conn Smythe. He's won a Frank Selke. And last night, when the Hawks needed him most, he was there, scoring a goal early to get his team up off the mat. And then he played almost 22 minutes. Good in the draw, good in the defensive zone, patient, wills his team to win. To me, Toews is not the most talented, although he is very, very talented. But let's face it, Crosby, Malkin, Kane, there's guys that can do offensive things that Toews really can't do. Or he chooses not to play that style of game all the time. He chooses to try and win hockey games, which means playing 200 feet hockey and doing all of the things that the Blackhawks require of him. And that makes him, to me, the most valuable player in the world. If I was starting a franchise, for me, right off the bat, 27-year-old Jonathan Toews, he'd be my first pick. I didn't shave today. No, it's a bit of a, here at Lawless in the Morning, we believe in playoff beards. NBC sports chairman Mark Lazarus, not to be confused with the fine sports reporter from Chicago, Mark Lazarus, stated yesterday that he wants NHL players to shave and not have their crazy beards because they're not as recognizable on TV, and they want to make stars of the players. Well, I understand that, and I understand that NBC has paid a lot of money to try and, to grow hockey in the United States, and that's very important, but let's be real here. You can't, they're not these aren't your actors on The Young and the Restless, where you can tell them to get a facelift. These are professional hockey players, and growing beards, that's their tradition. They work for the teams, not for the network. So now it's one thing if Lou Lamoriello doesn't want his players to have facial hair in New Jersey like he did, or George Steinbrenner to not want mustaches or hair to be a certain length when he was alive and owned the Yankees. That's one thing. He signs the checks. The players are his employees. But NBC they pay for the rights to broadcast the games, and they're given on, they have a massive contract that gives them tons of, extra additions to just the games, but telling the players what to wear or how to shave is not part of that. And let's face it, we love our playoff beards. It's part of hockey. It's part of springtime in Canada, and Mr. Lazarus is going to have to realize it's going to be part of hockey in the United States as well, because the reaction from players yesterday was Steven Stamkos said the longer the better when it comes to a playoff beard, and I don't expect that to be changing anytime soon. Keep your eye on the Brandon Wheat Kings and Kelly McCrimmon. I have a feeling that in the next couple of days there's going to be a major change there. McCrimmon has been offered a job by the Toronto Maple Leafs. He would join the Leafs in in a management capacity. They've already got Kyle Dubas and Mark Hunter as assistant GMs, and McCrimmon would join that group. There would be sort of 3 equally senior assistant GMs, and they would work in conjunction with President Brendan Shanahan, as well as head coach Mike Babcock. They're going to do things by committee in Toronto. McCrimmon's been offered the job. He had not accepted it as of last night, but I have a feeling he is going to accept the job. I spoke to him at the draft in Philadelphia last year, and he's interested in making the leap to the NHL, and this is a pretty good opportunity. It's a huge franchise. They have great resources. They're starting a rebuild. Shanahan seems very, very committed to it. I think Kelly McCrimmon is one of the smartest hockey men that I've come across. He's a driven guy. I think he'd be a great hire for the Leafs. What does this mean for the Wheat Kings if he takes the job? He won't sell the Wheat Kings. Not now, anyways. And if he ever does sell them, he'll sell it to McCrimmon is committed to Brandon and to the Wheat Kings. Let's be real clear about that. This has been his life's work. making this franchise work. And it's a very difficult franchise to operate. It's one of the smallest markets in the Western Hockey League, and you have to run that franchise very carefully to make it work. And McCrimmon knows the formula, has created the formula, and perfected the formula. And I don't expect him to just take the 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 million, whatever they're worth, and walk off into the sunset. I believe he would sell the franchise only to someone who he believed could operate it properly and operate it properly in Brandon. A couple names that have come out if McCrimmon does leave. Ryan Craig is a guy that I believe McCrimmon was hoping would eventually retire from the NHL or from pro hockey. He spent most of his time last season in the American League, but that he would eventually return to Brandon and take over the coaching and management duties there, or coaching duties to start with, and maybe McCrimmon would be the GM and then hand it all over to Craig at some point in time, but he still wants to play hockey. Ryan McGill, a guy who has coached in the Western Hockey League and in the American Hockey League for quite some time. I believe he's been having conversations with McCrimmon in case McCrimmon does take this job with the Leafs. And so keep your eye on Ryan McGill and on Brandon and the situation there with Kelly McCrimmon. This is Lawless in the Morning. Have a great day.